All right, well, I'll get started then. So, hello everyone, my name is Rachel Gover and I work for the Study Abroad office here at the University of East Anglia in the UK. And for the next half an hour or so, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the university, about our academic offerings and about Norwich. So hopefully I can convince you that you should study abroad with us for a semester or for the year. So if your geography on the UK isn't great, that's not a problem. We are situated in the east coast of the UK, so just where this little green glint is here. So by living in Norwich, what it gives us is the opportunity to offer you a great place to really explore the rest of the UK as well during your time here. So we're not far from Cambridge or London, so you can get on the train and you can be in London in less than 2 hours. So you can do a little bit of travelling, tick off some of those sites that you've always wanted to see, but you're not going to be paying those big London prices. So the city that we live in, Norwich, is a very affordable city and therefore a really great place to therefore explore. And we also have an international airport. So if you are perhaps a little bit nervous about travelling, then you can fly straight into that airport and then you can just grab a taxi and you'll be on campus within half an hour. So a really great asset to have if you just want to fly straight in, or if you want to do a little bit of travelling whilst you're here with us in the UK. Where we are situated as well, we're not far away from the coast. So if you want to experience a traditional seaside resort or a traditional seaside town, then we have locations such as the North Norfolk coast, which is a beautiful, beautiful coastline. You can go up there and go for some lovely walks or lay on the beach. It doesn't always rain, as some people will believe with the UK, so we have some lovely sunny days and you can really explore those natural assets that we have to the area. Where we are situated is in the a very prestigious Norwich Research Park. And now the Norwich Research Park is Europe's leading centre for food, health and the environment. And what this means is that academics are constantly publishing and collaborating on world-renowned research, which is something that they then share with their fabulous students, which will be you guys. So really, if you do come to UEA, you're going to be right at the forefront of that research and learning from people that are constantly going through that research as well. Now, I'm not going to keep mentioning the pandemic during my presentation. However, if you are, someone who wants to find out a little bit more about that, maybe if you're thinking about joining us soon, or if you just want to find out about how UEA is handled in the pandemic, then I'm just going to show you a few resources that you may find valuable. And then I won't have to sort of keep mentioning all the changes that we have, just because things are changing so fast at the moment. But yeah, if you want to, you can, I would just say to have a little Google and try and get up this video, which you can find on YouTube. It's called This is 2020 Getting Ready. It's a really great visual overview of what life is like at the moment on campus, just so that you can be reassured that we're doing everything we can to support students. And there are some other great videos on there as well. So this is a really great asset to look at if you're just thinking about, how the semester may look next semester or perhaps going forward. Another great resource just to maybe explore as you're doing your research is our university homepage. So all you need to do is search University of East Anglia or UEA, and this is our main homepage. And if you go down to this section here, which says information for future students, there's a lot of FAQs there, so lots of questions that are asked by our students, which the university have answered. So you may find that a little bit valuable just as you're doing your research on UEA. Okay, but moving back to what UEA is like as a university, I've just popped this beautiful picture of one of our buildings on the presentation here. So this is Earlham Hall. This is actually our law school. So if you are a student that studies law or thinking of taking a law class, then this is actually where you will be learning. And on UEA campus, we have around 17,000 students, all living and learning on campus or in the local area. We are ranked in the world top 200, and we have achieved gold standard in the most recent Teaching Excellence and Student Outcomes framework. So really what that means is if you do decide to study abroad with us, you're going to be getting some really top quality education. And as you can see from this PowerPoint slide here, I've just put a quick overview of some of the areas that we offer on the exchange. So if you do want to study with us, you can pick from any of these schools. So we have arts and humanities, sciences and social sciences. If you see an area which perhaps you're studying at the moment, but you can't find your area, I would say just have a quick look through our module directory, because you may find that some other classes are relevant. For example, if you are a pre-med student, you may want to take a look at our biology classes. So yeah, and I'll show you a little bit later how you can get onto our module directory. Something that is worth noting is with how our course works, our structure is very flexible. So it means that you don't need to study all your options from one academic area. So if you do want to take a history class, a biology class, and a business class, then you could do. Or if you have some course requirements in which you need to take certain modules, then you can also do that as well. So it's very flexible in terms of how you build your own academic program with us. And something that you may find a little bit surprising about education in the UK is the amount of independent study that we have on offer. So this is just something to take into consideration when you do think about the differences in academic system and when you're looking at some of our resources online. It's just worth noting that at UEA there is a bigger emphasis on independent research, and you will of course always find academics around you to support you through this. But it's just a slight difference that we have in the UK compared to in the Canadian education system. And one example of this is how at UEA you can actually pick modules which are based around just solo research. So this is an opportunity for you to conduct your own research and explore areas of your study that you find particularly interesting. Of course, you'll have the support of an academic behind you, and it is credit bearing, but this is a module that you may wish to take if you want a bit more freedom to allow you to do a little bit more research. And like I said, there will be a huge range of academic supports behind you. So as soon as you enroll with us here at UEA, you will be assigned an academic advisor. This is someone who, alongside your tutors, will be there to discuss assignments, protocols. They can go through some feedback that you may have from your academics, or alternatively, you could book a one-on-one appointment with one of our student support advisors. These are academic staff members who can help you again go through some of the academic styles of writing and structure. So really what you'll find with us is that from the very moment that you enroll in your classes and you begin studying with us, you're going to have a huge amount of academic support behind you to help you with those differences that you may find studying in a new education system. And if you're thinking about, well, how many classes would I take or how would that work? A typical full course workload for you here at UEA would be 3 classes per semester. So if a class is 20 credits worth. So what you're looking for is 60 credits in total. Usually that is 3 classes. You may find a little bit of variation, a class maybe 10 credits or something like that, but it's 60 credits what you're aiming for, and usually it is 3 classes. And that's what you'll take. We don't ask you to take any more or any less than that. That is the equivalent to what all the other students are also taking here at UEA. So you take those 3 classes and you'll be fully embedded into that academic lifestyle here at UEA. Now, as you saw from that from one of those previous slides where I had the list of all the different areas that you can study with us here at UEA, I thought it'd be valuable just to go through a couple of our kind of key academic areas. I'm not going to touch on every single one just because we might be here for ages, but I'm just going to mention some of the key areas. But of course, if you want to find out more, then do head to our web pages because they'll have more information about the kind of academic strengths in those areas. So to start with, I'm just going to talk to you about creative writing. So we have a very strong reputation for creative writing here in the UK. We really pioneered the teaching of it, and this year we are celebrating 50 years of teaching creative writing. So we established the first Masters in Creative Writing in 1970 and the first PhD in Creative and Critical Writing in 1987 in the UK. So students who are taught by us, or students who decide to study with us, are going to be taught by outstanding and committed faculty alongside internationally renowned visiting writers as well. So we get a lot of visiting writers that come into the school to teach our students. And recent examples of these include the likes of Margaret Atwood, Ali Smith and Ian Rankin. So you're really going to get a very varied teaching experience as well. Another asset that we have is that the university hosts international literary festivals twice a year. So we welcome a host of award-winning authors, journalists, illustrators, broadcasters and more. Just a few names: we've had a Nobel Prize winner, Kaziri Ishiguro, we've had Ian McEwan and Anne Enright, and they're all alumni of the creative writing course we have here at UEA. And our students will learn from, like I said, such a wide variety of fabulous people coming in firsthand and teaching them about this, but also about the art of creative writing. And a fun fact that I recently learned, only recently learned, was that UEA in Norwich are the UK's leading centre for the study and practice of crime fiction. Now, this is despite the fact that Norwich has some of the lowest crime statistics in the country. So I'm not sure what it is that's inspiring that crime fiction. Maybe it's the sort of the beauty of some of the very historical buildings that we have. Maybe it's some of those gorgeous coastlines that we have that inspires them. I'm not too sure what it is. But yeah, rest assured that we have some of the lowest crime statistics in the country. So if you read something happening in Norfolk or Norwich, it's probably not. It's probably from some crime fiction or something. So the next school that I want to just touch upon is our environmental science school. We have a very impressive reputation for this as well. We were awarded the Queen's Anniversary Prize for higher and further education. Students are able to take classes from notable academics, including Professor Carol Robinson, who has done vital research into microplastics in the ocean, as well as Professor Hayward, who does a lot of research into sort of looking at the data of the Antarctic and the rate of the ice sheets melting and how this is causing the sea levels to rise as well. So you can really hear about that first-hand research that I was talking about before. And another great fact about this school that really showcases the amount of groundbreaking research going on is how it was our environmental science school here at UEA that had the highest proportion of all UK universities that had academic staff working with the IPCC Worldwide Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. So this was that really important paper that was released about the 1.5 climate change that happened, and it was one of our academics, Professor Rachel Wellham, who was the lead author on this, on one of those chapters, sorry. So really those academics are really leading the way in terms of that research as well. Another fantastic school that we have here at UEA is our psychology school. So our psychology school has a lot going on, both in terms of the academics that it is teaching, but also loads of other things that you can get involved outside of kind of the academic timetabling. So they have some really great kind of mentoring schemes, some really great talks that they have. And if you choose to study psychology at UEA, you can pick various pathways. So you can pick hard science modules, or you could pick social science modules in kind of sort of choosing between the two, or making a combination of them. And just some of the facilities that we have connected to our psychology school is that it's home to the Brain Imaging Centre, which is new with MRIs and state-of-the-art equipment. And we also have a baby lab. So this is where students and their professors study real toddlers' behaviours and development. So you can be, again, involved in that research, see how that research goes on, and potentially sort of write or do an essay or paper on it. I'm just going to fly through sort of a few other schools that we have that you may find interesting to note. So I just wanted to mention our International Development School, which is ranked in the world top 10 for development studies in the QS World Rankings in 2019. So if you do take an international development class, you may be situated in the Enterprise Centre, which is this gorgeous building here on the screen. It's one of the greenest buildings in the UK. And it's also home to our business school also sort of teaches classes in here. And the business school has some really great programs that you can be involved in. And one of them is that they can help students start up their own businesses. So if you are someone that has a great idea and you are thinking about taking it a step further, then if you do come to UEA, you can actually have the support of some really great academics in getting that business started and kind of thinking through how it would work. Would it work in the local area? What are some of the things that you need to work on before you launch it? And you can really take it all the way up to that very point of launching the business as well. Yeah, another school, we've got our Film and Television School. This is one of the longest established and most prestigious schools of its kind in the UK. We're home to the extensive East Anglian Film Archive. We've got really close links with the British Film Institute in London. And we offer classes where you can work in our TV production studio. So you can be the student behind that camera, or potentially the student in front of the camera if you wish. And yeah, really learn about that equipment and see how it's used. You can make the most of our state-of-the-art £30 million science building, which actually only opened last year in 2019. So it's ready and raring to go, ready for all our students to really make the most of this brand new state-of-the-art equipment. So if you do decide to take any of our science classes, then you will most likely be situated here in the new science building. Yeah, and as I mentioned, our business school, we name it Norwich's Business School, has loads going on. Something else that I just wanted to mention is the fantastic relationship that we also have with Aviva. And Aviva is one of the biggest insurance companies in the UK. So this is something that you'll find with a lot of the kind of academic areas that we have at UEA. They have some really great relationships with local companies, and they invite them to come in and talk to the students and talk to them about what their subject area is like in the real world, or how you can take that into the professional world, or what it may be like once you've finished university. So really using academics to help you really consider and think about your future. So as I mentioned previously or throughout, a great place to start if you're thinking, oh, well, what classes would I take, or how would I build that program, or do they have my subject area, is the best thing you can do is head to our web pages. So this is taken from our web page. All you need to do is just search UEA, Study Abroad, and you'll be taken to this incoming Study Abroad and Exchange page. And then it's just the section here that says, what can I study? You click on that, that will have a list of the different classes that are on offer for this semester and next semester, so for this academic year. Obviously, this may change going forward, but it will really give you just a little bit of a flavour as to some of the classes that we offer. Most of them will run each year, or there'll be a very similar sort of replacement if not. So yeah, it'll give you an idea of some of those areas, just in case you are wondering whether we do have something on offer for you. Also on our webpage, you'll find some really great information about essential information, a little bit about the application process, some great student testimonials as well. So definitely check out our web pages if you do want to find out more information. So there we go. That was all about the academic side of studying here with us here at UEA. But now I'm going to talk about what it would be like if you actually live here. So a huge part of the very study abroad process is being in the country, really feeling what it's like to live in that country and learn from the students around you. So campus life, what is it like to live at UEA or be at UEA campus? Well, what you'll find is a real student-led community. Everything you need is in walking distance. And this was what the creators of the campus really wanted, is they put students at the forefront of it and said, you know, what do students want? And then they'll put it all on campus. So you'll find a real range of things, you know, everything from shops and cafes and restaurants. And it's all situated around this beautiful communal space, which we call the square. It's a fantastic location. A lot of students, you know, grab a drink in between classes. When we have some of that sunshine, they like to sit out and sunbathe in the square, you know, catch up with friends, maybe read a book. And then we have some of these sort of local companies that come in as well, so you can get some local produce. We've got a fantastic bread store that comes in each Tuesday and Thursday, and you'll constantly find me around there because it's fantastic produce. We also have a bank as well, so you know, perfect if you're a study abroad student that wants to set up a UK bank account. You can do that right from the minute that you step on campus. We have a medical centre and a pharmacy also on campus, so you can sign yourself up, and that's, like I said, within walking distance from this central point, so you really can be at all these places within sort of 10 minutes. We have a great sports park, which is actually award-winning. We've got an Olympic-sized swimming pool, fitness centre, sports courts, climbing walls, 400-metre running track, so lots to sort of keep you busy if you're an active person. We have a 24/7 library where you can rent your books and have access to our IT help desk. So this is a great way for you to save money as an exchange student. Rather than buying all your books, you can just rent them in the library. And we also have an on-campus art gallery, the Sainsbury Centre, which is free for students to visit. We have works by the likes of Picasso and Francis Bacon, as well as visiting exhibitions, spaces to learn and study and socialise in there as well. And if you're looking at this building and you're thinking, oh, that looks a little bit familiar, but I'm not sure why it's looking familiar, well, maybe if I put the next image on the screen, maybe that might bring a little bit of familiarity, maybe not. Well, this building was actually used in the Avengers franchise. So if you are an Avengers fan, that may be why. It was Avengers HQ. So yes, for a couple of days, we did have all the celebrities fly into campus and film some scenes in this building. And I think these are actually two of our students that dressed up for a special event they had in the building. But yes, that was a particularly good day on campus, I may say. And we also have some really gorgeous natural spaces. So if you just need to, you know, take 5 minutes for yourself, or you want to go for a walk or maybe a run first thing in the morning, we've got lots of lovely spaces around our UEA Abroad. You can rent some barbecue spaces so you can sort of socialise with friends. We have lots of wildlife in this area as well, so lots of little rabbits running around and some lovely horse paddocks nearby as well. So a really nice place to sort of escape everyday pressures and just take a minute to yourself to enjoy that natural beauty as well. And here we have the UEA's live music venue and / nightclub, which is organised and run by our Students' Union. So our Students' Union plays an extremely active role on campus. They manage the shops and the bars and this nightclub venue. They also look after the 60 sports clubs that we have and the 250 societies that we have, which you can join. They also organise many of the free activities that we have that are run year-round for our students. That ranges from sort of the welcome activities or the orientation activities you'll find at the very start of each semester, a lot of the support that you may find around the university. They're also responsible for hosting over 50+ artists on campus each year, and these includes the likes of people like Lewis Capaldi, Stormzy, Ed Sheeran. We've had Ed Sheeran about 4 times now, Jessie J. So yeah, a really great place that you can kind of spend your evenings listening to some live music, and again, not paying huge prices, but paying some very student-friendly prices. And also, it's the Students' Union which has many opportunities for students to work. So if you are thinking about doing the exchange, but you're thinking, oh, it would be great to have a job, well, as long as you have that all-important visa that allows you to work, then you can work from many of our venues here that we have on campus. And I just want to talk a little bit about some of the support that you'll also find here at UEA. So we have a huge range of support that varies from sort of support on wellbeing and finance, study support, disability and long-term health conditions. We have a lot of campaigns that run, such as this one, which is UEA Pets as Therapy, which is a club for students to join where they can walk around the lake with some of the therapy dogs that we have. And this received huge press coverage in the UK. I think a lot of universities and students really liked this idea of being able to walk dogs. So yeah, that was yeah, and I couldn't resist, as you can tell from including this very adorable picture of this dog in this slide either. Yes, and accommodation. So if you're thinking about where you would you live in residence? Would you live on campus? You know, how does that work? Well, we're very flexible. So if you want to live in residence, then you can do. We have a ton of different accommodation options. They range in prices. So they range as well in terms of, you know, what's in them, the quality of what's in them. But it's important to note that they're all fully furnished. All bills are included. But something that is, you know, maybe a little bit different is that they all come with kitchens, but none of them come with a meal plan. So you have to cook your own food, I'm afraid, or use some of the food facilities or the food outlets that we have on campus, which we do have a campus kitchen, so you can get some of those sort of meals made for you if you're missing some sort of home cooking. But yeah, it's not included, so you are encouraged to make your own food, which, you know, will save you some money as well. If you want to live off campus, that is also completely fine with us, and you will find a range of support available through the Students' Union to help you familiarise yourself with some great resources to use in terms of, you know, exploring where are good places to live, or where would be great places to share with, or that sort of thing. Or alternatively, if you wanted to do homestay, this is also an option. So if you wanted to live with a local family, they live all in the local area, so all walking or cycling distance to the campus, then you can also do that as well. And then food is included in that, so that's sort of your food option there. And something else that you will find in Central Campus is a site I'm very familiar with, which is our Study Abroad desk. So this desk here is where you can come and talk to any of us here at the Study Abroad office. We're here throughout the week, so we're here 9 AM to 5 PM, Monday to Friday. So you can stop by if you need suggestions, or, you know, where to go for dinner or what to do. Maybe you need some help or support, some signposting about some of the services. Then yeah, you can just stop by and talk to us, and we're more than happy to have a chat and help you with that. The Study Abroad office here at UEA, we also arrange a whole different range of events all throughout the semester as well. So giving you great opportunities to meet other students also doing an exchange or also doing study abroad. So not just students that are from Canada, but also students that, you know, maybe from many of our other partners. We have over 200 partners, so you can meet with them as well and learn about how their exchange is going, maybe explore some of the city together. And we also offer a buddy scheme as well, where you can be buddied up with our home students that are about to go outbound and do a study abroad. So you can share with them everything that you've learned about the exchange process, maybe reassure them in terms of, you know, things that you've done to get over your homesickness or whatever it is. Again, providing you with a great opportunity to get to meet some other students outside of your courses. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to let you know a little bit about the city that we're based in, which is Norwich. So Norwich is only about 20 minutes off campus, about a 40-minute walk, I would say, or 20 minutes on the bus. Buses come every 5 minutes or so on campus, so we're really not far from it. And this is actually one of the castle that we have here in the city. So how would I describe Norwich? Well, Norwich is a very independent city, very liberal and literary minded. It used to be said that we had a church for every week in the year and a pub for every day. I'm unsure if that fact is still true, but what that does show is that Norwich is a city which is rich in character. We really have a very offbeat charm type of feel, and lots of places to explore, and lots of eateries and places to drinks and things like that as well. So this is one of my favourite parts of the city, which is the Norwich lanes. So here you can get some of what I think is the best afternoon tea in the city. So yeah, this is where a lot of those little independent shops and restaurants and things are sort of found through all these little alleyways that you can get lost in, or you could explore the river. We've got a lovely river that runs through the city. You can do the pub and paddle, where you hire a canoe and then you can get a friend and you can go from one side of the city, and then you can stop off at a restaurant or a bar that's on the river, overlooking the river, and reward yourself after rowing a little bit further. You could head to our really buzzing high street, which is packed with 2 shopping malls, shops and restaurants and bars. So if you are someone that likes shopping, you will definitely find what you need, what you want to find here in Norwich, that's for sure. We're also a very walkable city as well, so perfect for study abroad students who, want to explore on foot or on bike or maybe public transport but don't want to have a car. So very easy to kind of walk around, and you'll find yourself getting lost in all these beautiful places. This is right in the city centre. And yeah, you can see from that, I mean, in 2018 and 2020, we were voted one of the best places to live in the UK. So really what you're going to get from living in Norwich is what I feel is a very quintessential English experience. So, it's not packed with tourists. You're not going to find yourself, fighting to try and find all these little lovely Instagram spots or whatever it is. Really, you're just going to find yourself surrounded by locals and really getting a feel and a taste of what living in the UK is truly like. And again, talking about the shops, we also have one of the oldest and largest open air markets in the UK. A great place to kind of try and taste some new foods or explore some, try and find some little hidden gems or little hidden things that you can take back for families and friends. And again, I mentioned the beautiful natural landscape that we have on campus, but this is across the city. So Norwich is the only UK city located in a national park, which is the Norfolk Broads. And again, you've got those stunning Norfolk coastlines not far away as well. So really, when you want to go out of that city centre and you want to see some natural beauty, it's not far as well. And then here I've just included a little bit about some of our upcoming semesters. Of course, those deadlines, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the deadlines at Calgary, because they'll have, your own internal deadlines. Just worth noting that if you are thinking about joining us, some dates there that you may want to consider. Really, what is good to note about this is, although the dates may change each semester that you're thinking about applying here at UEA, but what is worth noting is how that semester runs. So looking at the spring semester here, you can see that we start around February time, very start of February, and the semester actually goes on all the way to the 18th of June. And this is because that last section, the 1st of June to the 18th of June, is our assessment period. And this is something that, again, you may find a little bit different here in the UK, is that we actually don't tend to have as many exams throughout the semester. Most of them are kept to the very end of the semester. So if you are thinking about the spring semester, just consider that it is that much longer, and there is a whole month in the middle for our Easter vacation. This is a great chance for you if you want to do a little bit of traveling, maybe you want to stay on campus and do a bit of revision, or you want to go home. Whatever you want to do with it, you can do. But just, worth noting that, again, much longer, you have a month off in the middle as well. Whereas with our autumn semester, it's much more condensed. So it really goes, from the sort of end of September to the start of December time. So it's much more smaller, much more packed together, no breaks in the middle. I've also noted that welcome week there. So you will find a huge range of activities at the very start of the semester as well. So there we go. There's a very quick overview of UEA in Norwich. If you are thinking that you want to do a little bit more research, or where's best now to find out a little bit more information, well, I've signposted you to some of those resources that we have on our webpage. That's definitely a good place to start. You may also consider joining us on Instagram. So we've got a special visiting UEA Instagram for our study abroad students. So there you can see some of the things that the students get up to throughout the semester. Or if you want to read some of our student blogs about students that who've just finished their study period with us, or what they're enjoying, what they found quite surprising, what little treasures, or what information they want to share with the next generation of study abroad students. And you can just head to our WordPress, our blog account, which is UEA on the Road, which has some great blogs there from these students. Or if you have any questions, anything that you can't find online and you just want to know about, do feel free to email us as well. So that email address is there, which is visiting.uea@uea.ac.uk, where a member of the team and myself will be more than happy to answer any question. No question is silly, so please do feel free to use that if you would like to. And that's it. There we go. There's the sort of half an hour on the University of East Anglia. And I hope to see some of you very soon.